Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. We're here at Converse Learning Center. Many of you know we actually acquired this new building, although Converse Learning Center has been going for almost a decade now. Alhamdulillah, the old building for our services wasn't adequate, so 18 months ago we acquired this building. Alhamdulillah, through the donations, the du'as of individuals, we've managed to acquire the building and a lot of changes happened. Alhamdulillah, the organization Converse Learning Center, we've recently had in the last year 5 Huffaz that have graduated. In terms of our services, we have educational services, the maktab service, the marriage and matrimonial services that we have, homeless outreach projects. Alhamdulillah, the food drive, Oldham food drive we've been doing for the last 5 years, very successful, alhamdulillah. Also, in terms of new services that we want to incorporate now that we have the space, games rooms, we've alhamdulillah celebrated our full anniversary of Compass Scouts, which has been going on for just over a year now, which has been very successful, alhamdulillah, as well. And we want to expand all these services, and we have, alhamdulillah, a fantastic building now with great parking spaces. I just want to give you a tour of the building to show that what actually the work has been happening. And more than that, we actually need some funds to actually finalize and finish the work that we have going on at this moment in time. We're in need of about £30,000, and that's for tiling purposes, for decoration, for carpeting, for the windows. Alhamdulillah, only your du'as and your donations can make this happen. So before we finish, I just want to give you a tour of the entire building quickly, just to show what work has been happening and what we actually want to incorporate into the building as well. So let's go in. So, inshallah, the entrance, as you can see, there's a lot of building work that's happening. There's a lot of hands required to actually get all this place going. Alhamdulillah, jazakallah to all the volunteers. We've had youngsters as young as 5, 6 coming out to help. We have elders up to 60 years old coming to help every weekend, day in, day out. And individuals, may Allah reward them all for the work that they're doing. So let's go inside and see what we actually have in the building itself. So alhamdulillah, we have disabled facilities ready for the we are trying to make this building sustainable, and the service that we want to give is for all of our people, whether they're disabled, whether they're adequate in terms of the services that we provide for them. We want to facilitate that the best way possible. So we actually made arrangements in terms of the building. You might as well might see that all the lighting we made the LED to make it green and make it as efficient as we can as well. So here down this corridor is I'd like to call it the Huffaz corridor, because all these classrooms, both classrooms are going to be housing the Hifz classes. So we have one room here for the Hifz students, and down this corridor we have a slightly bigger room, which will be for the second Hifz students classroom as well. This is going to be, inshallah, all just the entrance corridor. I have the shoe racks and everything in place. And alhamdulillah, many of you who have come here before might see drastic changes in terms of how the building looks like now. We had a corridor which was a lot bigger. That's now been extended. It's actually come out now, and we have sufficient corridor space still, but we've managed to use the space a bit better now. Inshallah, this will be the main office that all the administration and everything will be done from. These classrooms actually didn't exist, as you know. Those that have actually been here know that this room was actually one large room. Now we have very big 3 classrooms, adequate to facilitate for about 20-25 students in each classroom. So we've got this corridor, we've got storage space, large storage room here. We've got one classroom here, one of the main ones that you've seen already, and one at the end, which is slightly bigger than the other ones as well. So, as you can see, it's quite nice size. So we want to, and you can see the the painting that we've done, we tried to make it airy, we tried to make it light, so that actually people and students find it nice to actually study here. And we've got actually, in terms of toilets and wudu facilities, we try to increase the number that we've had to facilitate for the numbers that we will be having in the center itself. We've got 2 toilets here with lowered sinks for wudu as well, and we'll go on and I'll show you a bit more about of the building and what we're trying to do in the rest of the building as well. So in terms of this area, didn't exist either in terms of it was one large space. We've broken it down. We have a corridor here. This is my favorite room personally because it's the games room, although it's not finished yet. Inshallah, once it's done, it'll be a fantastic facility for youngsters to come and enjoy, come and work and play and to enjoy themselves with other brothers, and in terms of using the facility to actually play games and actually spend more time here as well. So we've got a nice big space. We're expecting to have pool tables, swing tables, a games console as well. So we've got a nice big space here to use as well. So let's go on to the sister side, and I'll show you a bit more about that. So another thing is we've got separate disabled facilities for sisters as well. A nice large size disabled toilet. On the left hand side we've got the wudu area dedicated for sisters as well. This will be the sisters' office, a separate office for themselves. And what we've done is we've tried to break down the space so to facilitate for the numbers that we'll have, and for functions and events and for conferences. We've got adequate amount of toilets that we've built in. So, and it's got built-in sensors as well. So we're using trying to make efficiency of the energy that we're using up as well. We try to think about all these details to make sure that we're doing things the best we can. And this is actually a nice big room as well. We use for the sisters' classes, and also if need be, we can use it for other functions and facilities as well. So we'll head up upstairs, and I'll show you a bit more in terms of what we're doing. So on the left hand side, we have one of the larger rooms in the building, smaller of the larger, but suffice to say, it's actually quite a big size. Now the idea of this is, in the long term, we'd like to break down this classroom with temporary partitions, so we're able to fold it away when we need to facilitate conferences, large events. We're going to have some projectors on there for live feeds, for presentations, and when it's not used for large events, we can break the space down and actually use it for classrooms for sisters and for brothers, depending on the needs of the students and the events and projects that we do. This is actually the largest room in the building. It's also we like to call it the Jamaat Khana, where large events, conferences, and also, if need be, we can even have classes in here as well. Presentations, events, seminars, workshops can also take place here. We've got a projector on there for presentations. So as you can see, it's a big space. Alhamdulillah, last year we had about 500 people here for our first HIBS graduation. In terms of the space, we've got multiple things that we can do, use the space for. And in terms of offset of the kitchen here, it's a nice, decent sized kitchen. We want to make it industrial, commercial use. One of the aims and the goals, and something that we're quite passionate about, is the homeless project and the food drive that we did. And we want to take it to the next level and use this kitchen to actually not only cater for our events, but also create and make meals in-house, soup kitchen, so we can actually bring in people to use the facility, feed homeless people, and also create and make our own food in-house, so we're able to take it out to individuals on the streets. Here we actually have the male toilets. we've tried to break the space down and accommodate as many toilets. We have 4 toilets here and an individual shower here. We'll be blocking this side off, so it'll be coming through here. And we have a nice, adequate size wudu area here to house about six people to do wudu. We'll have sinks and everything in place to actually cover for that. So as you can see, we've made adequate arrangements for all that to happen. And this actually is another room. There's many rooms here, as you can tell. This is going to be used for our library. It's full of our storage at the moment, as you can tell. But inshallah, once it's all cleared out, we'll be using it for a nice space with seating for our books and for our libraries. Inshallah, we've got another room here which we'll be using for storage and for other aspects of our facilities in terms of tables and chairs. We'll be using it for that room as well. So we've seen almost upstairs now. We're just going to go back downstairs. You can tell this is actually another landing area and another staircase, so it allows us to break down that space and use it for multiple purposes and multiple things happening at the same time. So just to recap, so we've seen the whole building. It's a big space. Alhamdulillah, Allah blessed us with a big space to accommodate for our services, to accommodate for our maktab and educational purposes. And we want to grow that. We want to take it to a whole new level. And for that, we need your support. As I said at the beginning, we have £30,000 that we need immediately to actually facilitate for the finishing of the building, for paint, for tiles, for tiling, and for windows, for the doors. There's many aspects in terms of the carpet. There's so many things that actually need to be done before this building is complete. Although you can see quite a lot of the main building work has been done, to get it to where it needs to be, we need to actually inshallah donate, and most of all to make dua that Allah accepts our efforts. To all the volunteers who give countless hours, may Allah reward them, may Allah bless them for their efforts, and jazakallahu khairan. And we like to see donations, inshallah. All the donations and details are in the link and at the bottom of the description. Please donate. The charity number and everything is there. If you have any questions, please get in touch with us, and we can arrange for that to be answered. Jazakallah.